up? What up? What up? It's Ibn Webb, Quran the Son. Got official thanks thing here about to take place. Doing the Essex County All Day edition here. Pretty cool gentleman I got coming on here, Mustafa Hooten. I know born, not sure where he's born, but grew up in East Orange or what have you here. But I think also just what he's doing now is just great, just still being around the game, not though he's not playing anymore, but just the joy, as far as still finding the love for sports, but finding the lane to just do his thing here and still just be around it. So, like I said, just interested to learn a little bit more about that, what he got going on in regards to that. And just in general, man, we just talk what we talk here, Sid. But I'm looking forward to, like I said, having him jump on, and we're just going to roll from there. Hold tight. Good, man. Peace, man. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Thank you for taking time out, man. I know I done tracked you down and we spoke briefly here, so I appreciate, the time that you have here with me here. So I just want to say thank you, just in case I forget to, though I wouldn't, but I just want to at least say, can't say thanks enough.
Oh, no doubt, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah. So my bad if I'm slacking here. Did Weequahic win the other day?
Yeah, no, Weequahic lost it, man. They lost in the last 40 seconds, man. They threw a bomb, and man, it was one of those games. Like, I always go to Weequahic games because the Weequahic games, like, it's always drama. So, like, Weequahic was down 20-6. They came back, took a 21-20 lead.
Ooh.
Then all of a sudden, like 40 seconds left, they threw a bomb, and they scored a touchdown with 40 seconds remaining, and Weequahic couldn't answer. But it was a great game, man. They had a great season, man, and there's a great group of kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker. Someone catching a bomb. Yeah, that's a tough one. So, but like you said when we spoke the other day, man, they well coached, and them kids they compete every year in and year out. So hopefully they regroup or what happens.
Like, Logan doesn't get his flowers, but he's one of the probably one of the best coaches in the state of New Jersey, man. Like, you look at his record, check his resume, 2 state championships. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't remember Weequahic having a losing season since I worked with them. Yeah. And I've been working with Weequahic close to 10 years now.
Yeah, not even that. Also, on top of that, man, just the men that he's shaping and molding, man. Obviously, you lose some. But I mean, them kids will never forget him, man. Like, just everything else they got to deal with when they leave the field and go back to their crib, some of them. So, that's just a testament to him and his staff and school itself.
That's what I say about Logan. Like, he does a lot of things other than coaching football.
Yes.
And, like, you put him in one of those parochials, and when all he has to do is coach football, he may be one of the best coaches in the country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, definitely, man. All the other circumstances, environmental stuff that's out of his control. But yeah, damn good point. Damn good point, man. But this life from Mustafa here, man, like with this journey, I mean, what got you up to today, man? Like, where it all start off at?
Well, what's funny is, like, I went to school for accounting. Like, my background's accounting, but I always had a passion for sports. And I spent several years in public accounting. I used to work with all the rappers from Busta to Lil Wayne to Puffy, like, you name it, I worked with them. But once I left that world, I wanted to do something I was, like, more passionate about. Like, I didn't want to. I got tired of answering to Lil Wayne. Busta Rhymes calling me 4 or 5 of them when they had an issue. Mm-hmm. But so when I left that world, I wanted to do something I was passionate about, and I actually started out in amateur boxing. Like, that's when I started getting serious with photography. Working with the Ibn Ali Boxing Club. Mm-hmm. We did shows, but that's where I really honed my skills for photography, because in an amateur show you can't use a flash, and most of the time it's at a fully lit high school gym. Mm-hmm. And so you can't put a camera on automatic. You got to know what type of equipment to use. So there was a lot of trial and error when I first started, and that's where I perfected my skills at amateur boxing. And I started coaching football at Central High School, and when you start coaching, you have to be sub-certified. So,
Yeah.
That's when I started, getting more involved with the school system. Like I was coaching football, Southern and North. Then I eventually started working at East Orange. After 1 year coaching football, I started doing video. And video is something I was always passionate about. And probably one of the things that got me into it was when I was in high school. My picture was in the paper when we played East Orange and Barrington, and like I still have it. And
Hope they did you right. Hope they did you right.
Oh yeah. It's one of the, like I'll share it with you. When we finish this call, but just that feeling, seeing my picture, and like, I know how that made me feel. And when I do pictures for kids, like they're like, yo, can you hit me up? I know how that makes them feel. Like when I come out and do pictures for Weekwear, Shabazz, and because like those schools don't get the same coverage as like some of the bigger schools. Like like a lot of people don't come out to North and cover the kids like you see the coverage in other schools. So like that was one of the things I was passionate about. I remember I went to a media day for the Super Football Conference, and I think Logan, you got Logan and Grant who both won state championships. I think Logan won in 2016, Shabazz won the following year, and I believe Shabazz won in 2014 as well. But all the media people, they were running up to the Verona coach, they were running up to the Bosco coach. Wasn't nobody showing no love to Weekway or Shabazz. So that's what's made me passionate about it, because like these coaches, these kids need that recognition. And so I was doing video for a lot of schools. I started with East Orange. Then moved over to Barrington, Belleville. Next thing you know, I'm doing the whole conference. And when I first started, live stream didn't exist, and that and the live stream, and that started when I was with Roselle Catholic. We had a kid, Leandre Washington, Jelly fan. But at the time, his dad was sick and he couldn't make it to the game. So his mom used to ask me, "Hey, can you put your phone on top of the camera and used to put it on Facebook?" And so his dad could watch it. So the following season, I said, I got to figure out how to monetize this, and that's how I got the National Federation of High School Sports Network. And I've been with them since 2017, and they were a fairly new company when I started working with them. And we just started slowly growing organically. I just had a conversation with one of my friends the other day who was with me when I first started. He was actually one who figured out how to do the computer and it connected so we could go live. And it's just been a long journey since, because I had like little eBay equipment, little $100 cameras.
Yeah.
It's like literally shoestring budget, and like now when you look at my games, it's like almost comparable to ESPN. So it's something I'm very passionate about, something I love doing, and I love covering the kids in North. I travel all over the country covering games. I'm in Charlotte. I gotta go to Pittsburgh. Not Pittsburgh, but I'm in Pennsylvania Tuesday. I've been in Philly, Delaware. They want me to come to South Carolina. So I got coaches and schools calling me all over the country. And, I'm only one person. So it's my goal is to train people and, so they could cover the games and not call me every time they got a problem. And, and keep duplicating my product all over the country. Like I want to do in Charlotte what I'm doing in New Jersey. I want to do in Pittsburgh what I'm doing in New Jersey. I want to go to Florida and do the same thing I'm doing in New Jersey. So this is something I could travel all over the country with. Training kids who are passionate about having careers in media, and help them provide a marketable skill to kids, because that's what's going to get you a job in the future. Because like kids, you're not going to work for me forever. A lot of kids that leave me, I got a kid working at Ohio State. He's doing all the football and basketball. Shout out to Matt Goldman. Even some of my early kids, Rashid, he does all the stuff with Hot 97. Like he's just like, these kids get they once they develop the skills, they start developing their own entrepreneurial talent.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And when they leave me, that's a good thing, because I know they're going on to bigger and better things. Like even my daughter, she started work. I was the first person she worked for. You know, she works at NBC now, like doing on the production side. So that's the main thing about, you know, what's rewarding about what I do, seeing the kids grow, seeing them develop. And even like, you know, coming across like a lot of the talented athletes. One of the first films I ever did was Rasul Douglas. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Rasul Douglas, he Super Bowl champion. He just had a big pick the other night for Green Bay. And, you know, Coach Bell asked me to make a video for him. I mean, I did it because that's something I love to do and I was passionate about. And, you know, I want to see these kids get in college. And it's always the kids you never think of that kind of blow up. Mm-hmm. And, you know, even if you don't go to the NBA or NFL, because that's few and far between, like I love to see kids get that opportunity that to go to college and make something of themselves. One of my favorite people, one of my favorite athletes, like from Roselle Catholic, and this is a school that had Isaiah Briscoe, Nas Reed, you know, the Pierre Lewis, but it was a guy named Delando Cease. It was a bench player. He scored 2 points a game, but he was that Dennis Rodman type. He was that rebound, take a charge. He does the little things that help you win a game, and you know, I put a video together and he ended up getting a scholarship at LIU Brooklyn. He graduated, has a master's degree, and, you know, now he's doing his thing. And like, I love, every time I see posts on, I love what he does, man. And I feel good that I helped to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's real, man. And then as you're just talking, the passion for the video, the photography and the video filming, like where did that come from?
You know, this is like, you know, even growing up, it was a hobby of mine. Like I remember my Uncle Ray gave me a camera. You know, I used to, you know, take pictures, but it was nothing I was serious about. Even when I was in college, like I had a little Sony video camera. I used to walk around campus, you know, doing little videos. But I was an accounting major. Like, you know, I didn't see the vision. I didn't see like photography and video making me money at the time. Like, you know, I knew accounting. I could always get a job. You know, and I don't regret the path that I took, because, you know, if I didn't do accounting, I wouldn't know half the things I know today. You know, as far as from finances, from taxes, you know, just general accounting. You know, I still do some accounting, but I try not to, because I'm not passionate about it, and I'm too busy covering games. You know, when I wake up in the morning, it's about scheduling, finding out who's available, what games need to be covered, where I need to send them. So that's what my day is about. When you call me about taxes, you bother me.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. You can tell, obviously, why you're just saying that, man, where your heart is at versus, all right, I know this account thing. I mean, you need some numbers or something. I'll do it, but that's not what my heart is at, man. But even with the sports, you grew up playing?
Yeah, I played football, baseball, basketball. In high school, I played football and baseball for East Orange. I never played in college. You know, one thing led to another, but I just never played in college. But, you know, I was always passionate about, you know, being involved with sports. Like when I first started, I used to coach youth football. So, you know, how did I start? I started volunteering. I started by volunteering. So, you know, when I left that whole hip hop accounting world, I didn't know what I wanted to do. You know, I was dabbling in insurance. I was doing a little this, a little that. But I knew I was passionate about the photography, and I was, you know, in the video, and I was just slowly figuring out how to monetize it. And and try to replace the money that I was making in the accounting world with the video, the photography.
Interesting. You mentioned the entertainment business. Like, how'd you fall into that? As far as just with the artists and all that, how did that fall in your lap?
Well, as I said, I went to school for accounting, and when I graduated, while I was in school, I used to work for a guy named Greg Collins. He was an accountant from Irvington, New Jersey. And he had a couple of he had like KRS-One, he had the Artifacts, Spinderella, Jail Levert. So when I graduated college, he became a partner at Mitchell and Titus. So Mitchell and Titus was actually one of the largest Black-owned accounting firm in the country. And he was a partner there. So when he was a partner at Mitchell and Titus, that allowed him to get more clients and do more business. So, he had his book of business, and we had Busta Rhymes, Yolanda Adams, we had Johnny Cochran, we had you name it, Swiss Beats, Eve, DMX. Like I work with them all. Like. It goes from like it's DMX. It's like damn shit, it's DMX. Because it becomes like people think it's like it's all glitz and glam. Like yes, a few perks to it, but I got to a point where like, look, if it's All-Star Weekend, I didn't want to go anywhere where I may run into a client.
Yeah, that makes sense. No matter who they are,
no matter who they are. Like I didn't. You don't want to hang out with them because you can lose your life. Yeah, like I remember, like Busta Truck got shot up in front of Violator, and like the day before, he dropped us off to Penn Station.
Nah, that's crazy, man. And I know just even with the music, anybody you just stopped listening to that was your client, they just got on your nerves. Like I don't even like their music anymore. I'm messing with you. You don't have to say I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you, man. Yeah, but even back with the sports, again, you being from East Orange, and East Orange is a sports crazy town, and nothing but great players that came through there, coaches, what have you there. So you already had it in your blood, just even playing around the way in high school here. So how good of a feeling? You alluded to it a little bit, but just still being around and you seeing these kids, and particularly whether it's the inner city kids and all that. How much of it like that just warms you up, man, just to see these kids out there, and again, you get to capture them in the essence as far as whether the live stream, but actually the actual photography piece, man. Like, how much joy does that just bring you? Like just seeing that because you was once them.
Yeah, like like the joy is like a lot of kids that hit me up on Instagram and just thanking me for shouting them out or like a little video clip I did. Like shout out to Ibrahim C said. He's the little kicker from Weekway. Like I love this kid, man. Cause I just he's only a sophomore. I could see the passion in his eyes, and by the time he's a senior, like this kid, excuse me. This kid could be like a serious kicker, like and that's something that's not developed, not talked about when you talk about inner city football. Right. Like especially on the youth level, like everybody want to be the running back, quarterback, but a kicker will have a 20-year career in the NFL.
That's right,
and do damn good, and not take a lot of hits and all of that. My nephew out in Charlotte, like he kicked a 27-yard field goal, and he's only in the 6th grade with no kicking coach. And every prep school in Charlotte started calling him. They started calling his dad. Yeah, because so with development, like he's a soccer player, like and football is something that's new to him, and but yeah, if you're kicking 27 yards at 11 years old with no kicking coach, that's serious. He might get a D1 offer now.
Yeah. Now, based off of that, and it's interesting even with that, like how these coaches, again, obviously with the media, social media, whatever the case may be, how they just finding these kids, they barely out of elementary school, how they just finding these kids here. How's it been as far as speaking of college coaches or even high school coaches, some of that as far as do you get the extra like tap on your shoulder, a little nudge, as far as whether it's filming or like, making sure you catch this student athlete, that student athlete, or what have you? I mean,
Oh, definitely. Like, especially on the basketball side.
mm-hmm,
Like working with Roosevelt Catholic, we had a lot of high level kids, kids that go to UConn, Kentucky.
mm-hmm,
So, when I'm doing my games, I know that these coaches are watching because like they'll be hitting me or like I'll get the feedback on social media.
mm-hmm.
So we got kids going to UNC. I remember Patrick Ewing came to one of my games because he was recruiting Alonzo Frank. From the coaches that visit Roselle Catholic. So for every kid, especially from Roselle Catholic, that goes D1, those colleges are looking at my film, and you're talking about high level colleges. But even kids outside of Roselle Catholic, like I may have a parent like Jamal Tennis, the kid from Union Catholic, great kid. Mom hit me up. Hey, you got this game. I have all the games. Like I have like the games don't get erased; they're all archived online. So I sent to the game and help get a kid in school, and that's what it's all about. Help these kids get a better opportunity. And even from football and baseball, football and basketball. Like I started doing baseball. I do all sports, soccer. We did the Last Dance during COVID, and it's like too many kids. Like I can't even name the number of kids that got offers and scholarships from that Last Dance video, because it was a lot of kids lost their senior year baseball.
Yeah.
So it gave a lot of exposure to kids who didn't have an opportunity. And I did that on YouTube. I made it free. And like COVID just like was killing everybody, man. Like literally and fit, but it was just a situation, and we just was out there. We went to all the games. We started out in Caven Point. We was up at Skyline Arena up in Sparta, New Jersey. We was out in Trenton. And we had a ball. We had games in Somerset. Just watching these kids and just discovering like I think like sports kind of like it's kind of like the melting pot. Like you could be a Trump supporter, you could be a Biden guy, but if you had a baseball game rooting for the same, you all on the same side, it kind of makes things a little better, So it's like I'm at all types of games with all types of people. I got kids that work for me from Newark. I got kids from Livingston. I got kids from Westfield. I got kids all over, and they work with each other. And before you started working with somebody or got to know them, you may have a certain perception or a certain thought of how this person is. And that's one thing that I've learned from working with these different kids. Like a kid from Livingston may not understand what a kid from North is going through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They may take the things they have for granted. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for them to come to reality and meet that kid from North, and like and that kid, they have more in common than they do than they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely here. Now, even with the whole D1 media, and you just sharing some of the experiences with some of the kids or young people you're working with, just you start off with the one camera you copped off eBay or whatever, Amazon or however, but just doing that as far as just setting, is it slowly, how fast did it get to, probably pretty fast if you're talking 2017 and it's 2021, so that's about 4 years in, but did you knew you had something when you started? Did you know you had something?
Yeah, I did know I had something. I'm like, I had a vision, and everyone didn't see that vision. Like,
Of course.
like oh, you went to school for accounting all these years and you just want to quit that and do this. And, people thought I was crazy. My ex at the time, like, yeah, well, why don't you just go get a job in accounting? And, yeah, I could do that, but I'd be freaking miserable, man. I would hate myself, just going to work, humping every day back and forth to New York, for a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So, it definitely was a grind, but slowly and surely, I started developing my business model, and that's what the college and accounting helped me. It helped me structure my business. So you put it on paper, and you follow your plan, and you execute your plan, and that's what I did. Like I knew what I wanted to do. I knew school. I knew I wanted to target schools, parents, working with colleges, and even on the advertising side, I do commercials during my game. So, I got little sponsors. I got sponsors. I started out with little barbershops and beauty salons, and I got Ciara's, which is a little small supermarket chain. Now I have a doctor's office, New Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, so that's so it's everything I'm doing is I'm still at the ground level. It's constantly growing. Like I said, I started doing football and basketball. Now I'm doing soccer, hockey. I'm number one for hockey in New Jersey. Like I do all the hockey games at Cody Arena. I do St. Peter's. I do. I got kids in Westfield, so Governor Livingston. It's school. It's schools I can't even remember. I got employees I never even met yet.
Yeah.
I got kids that I paid I never even met.
That's a good problem. But obviously, the count you are obviously you watching that though too. So but that's a good problem. And it's interesting you mentioned hockey. Remember when I spoke to you too? You said even fencing as well.
Oh, yeah, I done fencing for St. Peter's, and look, I did fence. I felt like the dumbest kid in the room, man.
Yeah,
like all these kids just like look super smart, like, and they were like, fencing is it's a high academic sport, but it's a beauty and a science to it because it's like yo, I'm seeing smart kids get aggressive, like. And it's like, you got to have some little finesse with fencing, like, and so like watching these sports and that's how you learn about it and discover passion about it. Like I love soccer right now. I love hockey, and it's sports I didn't grow up watching. It's the sports that I started to develop a passion for covering it. Like I didn't know you could knock the crap out of a kid in hockey like that. Even wrestling, like, oh my God, wrestling? You ever been to a wrestling match?
It's been years.
Bro, like, I didn't know you could do that to another kid in wrestling, man. And wrestling hurts watching it. Like, shout out to Nashon Hunter, rest in peace, man. Like, as a kid, he was from Irvington. And I covered him when he won the Essex County title in 2019, heavyweight. And like this, watching him, it was just like awesome. Like he was just like tossing kids all over the place, man. And unfortunately, we lost him in a car accident a couple of years ago. And like, I wanted to cry like a baby, man. And I had to cover the funeral. So yeah, I'm like, I had to live stream the funeral because like that was during COVID, and no one could go. It was limited. So just having to cover that. That's probably the hardest thing that I've done. A lot of athletes that I covered, they may lose their life, unfortunately. And like these kids that I've known since they was 8, 9 years old, like Lil Dada, like, just thinking about him, that was like one of the nicest kids I know. Like I've never seen this kid without a smile on his face. And, even, when I heard what happened to him, like I couldn't even stay at the funeral. I couldn't do it. Like, so what kids that I work with and kids that I know are destined for greatness, and when they fall short, due to tragedy and like, you know, due to these streets, that hurts. That hurts bad. And that's probably the hardest thing I deal with.
Yeah, and even as you're saying, you can just tell, and I feel it, man. But the one thing you do catch it, even with those kids who no longer with us, man. You got their memories. You got them caught up somewhere, whether it's video or just actual flick or a flick or two or three or what have you. So you still capture them, and I'm sure their families very, very appreciative of that. I got a question in regards to the whole hockey and all that. It's interesting, like the stuff you and I, we probably didn't get a chance to get exposed to, man. Like with the hockeys, with the fencing and all of that. I don't know when it's going to take a turn, or even through your travels, have you seen it take a turn? Some of that stuff. Again, I know some of the resources and equipment, some things do. Hockey's an expensive sport. I'm aware of that. But do you see some of that trying to get into the cities here?
Absolutely. With hockey, there's a North Hockey League. There's a hockey team at Eastside High School.
Okay.
Keith Veltri, who works at North Public Schools, they have the program down at the Prudential Center, and it's a work in progress. Like, but it's growing. They got a lot of kids, and Eastside, they're getting better and better. But yeah, hockey is an expensive sport. It may cost you $2,000-$3,000 just to get dressed. But like it's definitely coming to the inner city. Like I seen a lot of African American kids playing hockey. So they got a couple kids at Milburn. I want to say Scotch Plains. They have. You gotta. I don't have a block tool. I'm sorry.
No, we good, man. Business don't stop, man. I get it.
But yeah. So I'm definitely starting to see it. And another sport that I cover that I did mention was golf.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of golf. Like we have a program at Galloping Hills, Greater North Girls Golf, and I've been working with them since probably about 2007 because my oldest daughter played golf and she's 26 now, and maybe even earlier than that because but with that program we work with a lot of kids. We work with a lot of kids who it's a developmental program. They come to us not knowing how to play any golf at all, but by the time they're high school seniors, a lot of the girls are graduating and getting scholarships for golf. And girls golf, 60% of scholarships go unused because there's not enough participants. So like I always encourage, like if you got girls, it's a great sport to get involved in, great networking. And you never know the type of people you're gonna meet in the golf course. Like all the deals are done on the golf course. Like
I hear that.
You're not going to make a deal in the basketball court. You're not going to be playing with the CEO of Amazon. He's not going to be, running full court with you. Nah, but you may see him on a golf course. And, and so, like, especially during COVID, like that was the only thing open. And there's another golf group I work with, New Jersey Brothers Golf Fellowship. So, a lot of the brothers, these are professional brothers, doctors, lawyers, accountants, businessmen, entrepreneurs. So, golf is a sport that helped me, and I probably need to play more. Like I have clubs, and but every time I go to a golf course, every time I'm at a golf course, I'm taking pictures. I'm making money. But I want to get a chance to play with my daughters more because like they love beating the crap out their daddy. They take pride in beating me in golf.
Now, how young were you when you got your daughter? How young was your daughter when you got into it?
My oldest daughter was 7 when I got into it. My youngest one, she was about 5 when she started.
Okay. And they both played through high school?
Well, my oldest one played through high school. My youngest daughter, she's only 11.
Okay.
But I would say she's more serious about golf than the oldest one. Like she's more passionate about it. Like she's like, Daddy, I need new clubs. And so I need to get a new set of clubs. She loves going to the mall, buying sneakers and golf cleats and outfits. So yeah, she definitely wants to play more. Hopefully she'll play in high school and college and maybe pro one day. You never know.
Now, interesting, you brought that up in regards to some of the money, the golf scholarship money not being used. High school wise, if the high school don't have a team in Jersey, they just can go to the nearest town that has an actual golf team.
Well, with the high schools, see, golf is not an expensive sport. It's not as expensive as football. But you need to have kids that have some interest in it. Like, so if you have like 4 to 5 kids at a school and you have some passionate parents, like the school will find a golf team. Like it'll take a teacher or administrator, like a coach or somebody, because the kids would need to go back and forth to practice. And like, if you have a teacher who's passionate about golf, it's like a no-brainer for him, because he gets to take the kids to practice and he gets to play behind them.
Right.
Like, so if you're someone who loves golf and, and the school system gives you a little stipend, but, with dealing with these schools, like in athletics, when they want to take money, that's the first place they cut money from, athletics. So I know Shabazz had a golf team once upon a time because one of my daughter's coach, he's a Shabazz alumni, Coach Chaz Moses. But like you see the golf programs at the more suburban schools, some of the more parochial schools. I mean, but like I said, it's just a matter of developing an interest and and exposing these kids to it. Like, East Orange, New Jersey has a golf course, but they don't have a golf team.
It's a golf team, yeah.
And it's a shame. And like, when you mention to athletic directors, they talk about, they cry about money, and and that's one of the things that from traveling, you see the difference. I see the difference in athletics in Charlotte and athletics in New Jersey. In Charlotte, like it's more of a strong boost. You got booster programs. They're actively involved in raising money and making stuff happen. Of course, you have the have and have-nots, but even the have-nots, like you have the ADs, some of the schools in Charlotte, they're about getting these kids as much exposure as possible. So when I call them up and said, look, I'm D1 Media Pro, I'm an independent producer with National Federation of High School Sports, I would like to cover your game. They're like, oh yes, absolutely, with open arms. It wasn't like that in New Jersey. It was not like that at all in New Jersey. I still get told no. But for every school that tells me no, I got 5, 6, 7 schools calling me, can you come out there? When can you come out here? I got Rock Hill, South Point and Rock Hill, South Carolina. I got every school in Charlotte. Like, it's the playoffs right now, and it's like, I'm so short staffed up here, I can't go to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? I gotta handle stuff up here before I'm able to go to Charlotte. So, it's a good problem to have though. But I'm like I said, I'm constantly developing. I'm always looking for talent, always looking for kids, and like this not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And I'm looking for kids who are passionate about this, who want a career in media, who love sports, who love talking on the microphone, who love being involved in games or football, basketball, whatever it is. And I wasn't a hockey fan. I wasn't soccer. I knew nothing about soccer up until last year. But I did the Elizabeth. Not the Elizabeth. It was Kearney West Orange soccer game. I'm like, oh my god, that was like one of the best soccer games I ever seen. Like, talking about fast. Like, when you talk about like D1 kids, like when I see it, when you see a D1 kid, it. There's no question about it. Yeah. And like, there was a lot of D1 soccer kids out there. it was just like super fast. Like I never seen a faster soccer game since I've been covering soccer.
And it's kind of and it's ill just to the fact that like you're learning new sports as you go and just kind of picking that up as far as stuff you know about, but just to actually sit there and be involved in the mix, like that kind of keeps that keeps the energy, that keeps that good energy because you're learning too, and I'm
Yeah,
sure you're
and
constantly learning.
yeah, and you crossing over so many different cultures. Like
Yes, yes.
with soccer, like you got kids from South America, Africa,
Hmm.
Europe, all over the place, man. So it's I love meeting different people. I love communicating. I love talking to people because like I said, people before people get to know each other, like they may have a preconceived concept or notion of who you are or what you're about,
Of
but
course.
it's not until you start dealing with that person or getting to know them that you understand, like some of the same problems that exist in Newark exist in Livingston and Millburn.
Hmm.
People don't know that, but it does.
Hmm.
They got the same issues we do. But they just sometimes they're able to deal with it on a different scale. But it's the same problems, whether you white, black, Indian, Chinese. It's the same problems, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and to your point earlier, you talked about sports also being that melting pot, bringing everybody together. I mean, do some other things get talked about? Yeah, but in the same breath, though, everybody's there for the love of the game and the spirit of the game too. So, it's definitely a melting pot of tons of cultures here. To your point here, how was how you been feeling? I mean, I'm sure you done had to cover an athlete or two who done been to two or three different high schools and they travels, man. I just in general, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, again, it's a business now, and I get it, but again, what's your take on all that stuff?
Well, as a parent, you want the best situation for your son or daughter,
Hmm.
and even working at Roosevelt Catholic, like we have a lot of those kids who they may have been at other schools, but
Hmm.
one thing when they come to Roosevelt Catholic, we don't lose a lot of kids, and I think that's partly because of the coverage that the student athletes get.
Hmm.
If the Roosevelt Catholic games are like prime time, so all the games are live streamed, all the games are covered. All the big coaches are watching from Bill Self to Hubie
Yeah.
Brown. To,
Hmm.
all the D1 coaches are watching because they're watching their recruits. So if you're playing Roosevelt Catholic, you're playing for Roosevelt Catholic, or you're playing against Roosevelt Catholic, you wanna bring your A game because like that could be your opportunity to get to the next level, get that exposure. Like the kids at I try to get the Bosco, I try to get those other schools, but I don't have that relationship, and
Hmm.
it's as far as hell for me. But so a parent who's a kid that plays basketball versus football, yeah, I would want him. I want my child at Roosevelt Catholic versus Bosco because they're gonna get more looks at Roosevelt Catholic. Not to
Hmm.
say that Bosco's still a great school, but Roosevelt Catholic may be the better situation for their son or daughter.
Hmm.
So yeah, I see that a lot, and you can't knock a parent for wanting the best situation for their child.
Yeah.
But what that does sometimes, it may give the kid a sense of entitlement. Like you see like the Ben Simmons. Like I know Ben Simmons since he was a freshman.
Hmm.
Like we do Montverde every year. Like so
Hmm.
I've seen him develop, and like so he's always been playing basketball on a high level. So for when things don't go his way, he's like looking to transfer to another school.
Hmm.
It's like I don't like the coach. I want to transfer. It don't work like that in the NBA. Like so that's kind of like the caveat or like the one of the end results of this transfer culture because they get to the pros and want to do the same thing. Like you sign a contract, you got teammates, people lying, like look, oh well, I'm out.
Hmm.
From James Harden to you see
Yeah.
it all.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham, like they don't like the situation. They don't throw me the ball. I'm gonna throw a hissy fit and demand a trade. It's the same thing. So it's like they saying what the pros do, they do the same thing.
Yeah, no, definitely a different way to look at it, like you said, even at that level here. Now, even with how'd you get connected with what you call with the Feds, with the NFHS in regards to, because you still obviously keep your D1 media, but you contract with them. I mean, not
Well,
talking about numbers, but just how you guys linked up together.
like so what happened with how I discovered the NFHS, Roselle Catholic, they did they do a lot of these national showcases, and they went to slam dunk at the beach. And a lot of times when they go to, if it's a national showcase, I can't they don't allow video or nothing.
Okay.
So but the game was on the NFHS network, and like when I went to the site, they had a thing, do you want to become a producer? I clicked the link, and one day I was sitting in my house, and I got a call from a 609 number. It was this lady named Kiki Underlay.
Okay.
Kiki Underlay, she was a long time athletic director in New Jersey. I want to say at Morristown High School, but she's the one who brought me into the NFHS. And it's like it's almost like once I discovered how to start live streaming games, it's like I discovered fire. I felt like I discovered the wheel.
Yeah. That's good.
So she's the one who brought me in, and there's a few independent producers in New Jersey, but like I'm probably the only one in this area. And even other people like that did video. Like there's a lot of people that I know that they brought on as producers, but they never like kind of followed through with it. And so they're still doing the video stuff, but like I took it, I figured it out, I mastered it. Now I could duplicate it. I could go live just as easy as I make a phone call 9 times out of 10. Like only thing that prevents me from going live sometime, if I'm in an old building where I don't get a strong signal, or like at Paramus Catholic, like this, it's like a dead zone. So if I'm in a rural area where it's not good reception, just like you can't make a phone call, I won't be able to get enough stream to go live. So that's those are the only times that that I have issues. But 99% of the time, I'm up and going.
Yeah. Definitely. With sports, what is giving you that stuck with you to this day, whether growing up playing, watching, something you might have even learned in your adult life? Like, what is sports giving you that sticks with you to this day?
Well, like, even as an adult, like most of my friends that I've known the longest, the people I played football with.
Okay.
From just sports in general. Most of my friends in life are people I knew playing sports. So it builds camaraderie, and it teaches you about life. Like in sports, things aren't always gonna go your way. You may be the best athlete. You may be better than the person in front of you, but for whatever reason they may start. And so it kind of prepares you for life.
Yes.
I'm sure every athlete could relate to that situation. And when you're out here in the real world, like even me with this live streaming, I know I'm better than everyone. Like from smaller TV, from everyone out there streaming, they know D1 Media Pro is the best. Do I get all the events? Do I always get a lot of access? No. And I'm to a point, look, cool. If you don't want me, that means you don't want the best. So if you don't want the best, I don't want to be bothered with you either, man. So so there's a lot of showcases. I don't get all the events, and that's cool, because even right now in the playoffs, like I've been doing St. Peter's all season. So when the playoffs comes, NJ.com has first right of refusal. So they come and they do whatever games they want. I could be doing St. Peter's all year. If they want to do St. Peter's, they're gonna do St. Peter's, and I can't, and nothing I can do about it. But so they doing St. Peter's. I'm just going the other bracket. I'm gonna go do DePaul. I'm gonna do whatever game they're not doing because they can't out hustle me. I got an army of kids right now. I got more cameras. You come to my apartment, it looked like Circuit City or something, man. You know, so I got cameras, I got computers, I got gear. So it's just a matter of me just targeting what games make sense. Like, I could go do a game, that NG.com is not doing, but if you don't get no views, it don't make sense. But right now it's playoff time, man. And even if a game, it's like you never know what game is gonna get views. Because there's been games I covered, South Plainfield and Linden, like both teams were like 0-5, but the game got like 3,000 views. So I always say like all games matter because it does matter to somebody.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of times these are this may be this last year, the last time playing organized sports. Everyone's not gonna play in college. So that's what I have to emphasize to the people that work with me. Like, even if you're doing a Pop Warner game or a youth game, like I had to tell a kid the other day, treat the game like it's Roselle Catholic. Because if it's Roselle Catholic, you mess it up, it's gonna be hella packed.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, if it's a primetime game like Roselle Catholic, I can only send certain people. Because if you mess up a Roselle Catholic game, no one's gonna call you.
They're going right to you.
They're gonna call me. Even this weekend, like I had somebody break a computer at the the weather was crazy at the East Orange game, and I've done games in the rain before, but you got to secure the equipment. For whatever reason, I lost the laptop. But the good thing is, like I had 3 people at the game, and all 3 people had gear. So, if we lost the laptop, I'm like, okay, grab another laptop, get the game back up. Because people calling me, and I don't like when people call me. They ask, yo, what's going on with the game? But it was a rain delay, so they didn't, no one missed anything. But it's so when you're doing this, you gotta have people that think on their feet. If you're calling me every 5 minutes, like I don't need you. Like I could go do the game myself. And when I first started, I was a cameraman, I was a tech guy, I was a play-by-play guy. So like you see me at a game, it's like you remember you ever see like the guy doing playing the horn, playing the drum,
doing everything good.
And but like even with COVID, like COVID had limited, like they told me I could only have one guy there, so that one guy had to do everything. So I had to teach people, make sure they were comfortable with doing everything. And some people see technology like, oh my God, no. But what I do is not hard, but you just have to pay attention and focus on what you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. You mentioned the whole COVID piece. They probably had the best seat in the house too. We figured it was limited people, so that you probably got some real good shots. I'm sure, whether it was streaming or taking pictures.
But you miss the fans though, like
definitely that energy. Yeah, definitely.
Especially at hockey, like that's what I loved about hockey. Like a kid go to penalty box, then like you have the student section, they'll be heckling a kid. Messing with banging on the penalty box. So like I miss seeing the fans talking crap and chanting and I miss the student section. Student sections are awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like I did the volleyball championship yesterday at William Patterson University, and just like it was like the team with the best student section. That's who won. You could have been a better volleyball team, but the team with the better student section, that's who won the game. They had North Academy, had Williamstown, like schools and towns I never even heard of. I've never been to Williamstown. I had to look it up and see what the hell they were at. That's somewhere down South Jersey near Philly, in the Philly area.
Okay.
But if that fan section is like that, I want to go to a game. I want to pull up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So like that's what the live stream has allowed me to do, because most schools, everyone knows who the National Federation of High School Sports are. Like if you're a referee, if you're involved in sports, because they're the NCAA for high school, they're the governing body. So with the playoffs, with most states, they have the rights. They have the rights for playoffs in most states. But just being able to go out to different schools, like I'll contact the AD, and 9 times out of 10, they say yes. Like I've contacted some schools, and they're like, "Yo, we don't live stream at all unless it's mandated by the state of Georgia." Like so some people are still behind with the live stream, and they think it's going to hurt their ticket sales, or and that's not true at all. Like some of the biggest games I've done have been games that was like packed capacity. Like I did a game down in Charlotte, like they had 5,000 people in the stadium, and I had another 5,000 people watching online. So it didn't hurt their ticket sales. It gave more exposure to the event. And so it's just you're not gonna win everybody over, but my thing is just being consistent and delivering a quality product. That's my goal.
Yeah, and even with that said, I'm sure you probably still see a shift with schools and places doing more live streaming. Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
With COVID, live streaming became essential. And a lot of times you see like with the NFHS, they gave a lot of schools it's called the pixel art camera. It kind of tracks it's a camera that's not, it's all computer. It's no human involved, so it kind of follows the action, but at the end of the day, you can't replace the human element. Like the pixel art is not going to zoom in a kid who scored a touchdown. I went over and hugged the cheerleader and hugged his mom. It's not going to do that. So you can't replace the human element of it. But if I'm not there, or no one else is covering it's better than having nothing. And the pixel art has been improving over the years. When it like it's like everything else, it's evolving and just getting better and better. And it's kind of like my competition, to be honest with you. Like I tried to do a game at St. Joe's, and I was like, "Oh, we got the pixel art camera." I said, "Oh, okay." And if you ever watch the pixel art camera and you watch my games, it's like it's night and day.
Night and day, yeah.
Night and day. So it's like, okay, cool. But when it's playoff time, like we have rights. So a school can't tell me no. If I was going to do the game. Only thing that precludes me from doing a game is if NJ.com wants to do it.
Okay. Now it's interesting, even just having to learn the ins and outs of schools and obviously politics here and there, but just kind of learning. I mean, and I'm sure you're still learning some of the stuff. And obviously with COVID, some policies that loosen up or disappeared, and there's new. You could get more creative. I think even with the way life is now, hopefully, and I think some schools or programs or college or whatever opening it up to that, hopefully.
Yeah, because most schools they want to show their school in the best light. They want the best opportunities for their student athletes. So working with me only makes sense. Like there's no one out there like doing what I do, because it's not just the sports. Like I care about the kids who want to pursue this career on the media side as well. So. A lot of the kids that work for me, like I said before, when they leave me, they go on to bigger and better things. But I just been fortunate to keep getting great kids, and without them, I won't be able to cover as many games and events that I do.
Now, as far as the kids and the folks that you're getting now, has it gotten to a point it's just word of mouth now, or do you do advertisement for work, or and how far has it gotten for you now? Is it just word of mouth for now?
Well, I do a little marketing on social media, but I'm mostly like, as far as on the student side, the high school student side, I try to go through the ADs, or I need a teacher recommendation, because a teacher's not gonna recommend a student who he or she doesn't think highly of. So some of my best kids have come from teacher recommendations, schools with radio and TV programs, because like these are kids who already interested and have a passion about doing it. So so connected with schools that are forward thinking, that are doing things differently, because like, you know, not every school has a TV and film program. Not every school has a radio program. So it's like a lot of these schools don't think out the box. But that still doesn't stop me from getting students. I have students from Barringer, my man by here. I think he saw something I posted on social media, and he came down. He's been working with me over a year now, and you know we've had our ups and downs, but he's one of my best kids. Like by here is very reliable. Ryan, all the kids I work with, I love them to death, and yeah, I trust them. Like if I don't trust you, you can't work with me. And you know, because you can't call and cancel on me last minute. You can't lose stuff, break gear. You know, it can't work.
Yeah.
So trust is probably the biggest thing that I do in my business.
Nah, it's got to be. I mean, because again, you need whatever. You don't want that phone call like you mentioned. You don't want no phone calls.
Yeah, and it like all these kids, like I may give them they may have at least $5,000-6,000 worth of gear, from the cameras, computers. Yeah, so you walk around with some expensive gear, and like, you know, I'm trusting you to take it home and nothing happens to it. You know, you have your casualties here and there, but you know, I expect that. But you know, for the most part, my guys are great. And again, like, you know, if I lose a kid, I wish them the best. You know, but it's all about keep funneling, developing a new talent. You know, I have my nephews work with me, my daughters. You know, kids that used to play for Roselle Catholic. You know, because like everybody not going D1. So
right.
Matter of fact, one of my guys, Miles used to play for Roselle Catholic. And like he's another one. We had our ups and downs, but like he's turned out to be one of my best kids. So, you know, and he has a passion for video and you know, film and stuff. So he's doing this thing. And he's eventually gonna leave me and, you know, be too busy. You know, too busy to take my phone calls. But you know, that's a good thing, man.
Yeah, no, it's part of the game. And to your point, it's a good thing here. With D1 Media, what's next? What's on deck? I mean, do you do like, you have training programs, or like what's on deck? You got anything that you can share, or you just gonna keep it tight till you got it?
Well, one thing we're doing, we're working with a nonprofit in Charlotte, Readiness and Sports Education, and that's about you know, keep doing like, you know, when she contacted me, she said we're doing the same thing. You know, so we should work together. And they're non-for-profit, and their goal is to prepare kids for careers in sports media. You know, so I've been working with them, and it's about developing the talent, and you know, and spreading that to every school I go to, every city I touch. Like I want to have a club in every state in New Jersey. You know, I want to have a crew of kids that I can send equipment to, that I know they're going to cover the games, that I know, you know, I pay all the kids that work with me, you know, so every week, you know, I gotta do payroll. So it hurts some weeks, but you know, it's rewarding at the same time, because you know, these kids, they're earning their money, they're doing something positive. And you know, I think I pay pretty good. You know, you 16, you 15, 16 years old making $25 an hour, like that's pretty good. You know.
Yes. No, definitely. And I appreciate the time here, man. You got a couple of more minutes for me?
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got no games tonight, man.
All right. But I know that chill time is good though sometimes, man. Just doing nothing for a quick minute, just to kind of
I
Get
did
that
that
win
all
back
day.
under you. Okay, okay.
I took my power nap earlier. It was like I got to call at 7, so I got to be ready for it.
Nah. What I do, I just put people on the spot a little bit, man, on the back end of these things here, man. So I'm just gonna fire away.
Okay.
Cool. So some things are pretty random. Some things obviously is right to the point here. There's a random one for you. The turnpike or the parkway you prefer driving?
Turnpike.
You East Orange guys, so sandwiches, but I'm gonna swing over to another city, little town. Sandwiches or White Castles?
Sandwiches.
What you getting?
Hot with cheese.
Okay. Yeah, the best shot you ever taken as far as photography wise since you've been at D1, the best shot, you're like, yo, I nailed this.
Oh, it's probably the Nas Reed dunk. I got a Nas Reed dunk at slam dunk at the beach. It was that they showed it on ESPN. He's like dunking. He got another guy. He got 2 kids under him, one kid looking up, and he just like kind of like pushing the other kid. Yeah, the Nas Reed. Like after I got that picture, I just wanted to go back to my hotel. I'm like, I'm done for the day. That was it. that was and he actually autographed it for me.
Okay.
I gave it to Coach Bob. Like that's nothing. I got an autograph collection. Like a lot of my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
I got Paul McKay. I got R.J. Barrett. I got Noah Farrakhan. I got Posh Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I saw Noah Farrakhan at an event I was doing, and I knew his mother like for 20 years, but I had no idea that was his mother because I usually see his dad at the game, and he's like, yeah. She's like, I've known his mother over 20 years, and but he told me when I saw him, he's like, yo, you the first person to ever interview. And I was like, I didn't know that, but like, that meant a lot to him. That someone would want to interview him. And at the time, like he was a freshman at St. Benedict's. Like I didn't know how important that'd be to him. I was just doing what I do, So just seeing him, but for him telling me that was huge. And even a lot of the kids, like the first time being interviewed, maybe by me at one of my games. Whether it be some of the kids that from Roosevelt Catholic, or I do the Union County tournaments, Essex County tournaments, and depending on who it is, like I don't personally do interviews, but like the guys that work with me, like that's what they, Ryan or Matt or Kevin, they'll interview you, ask you questions, like just like you on SportsCenter or ESPN or something like that.
Mm-hmm. You ever with all this, you ever miss a deadline?
Nah.
Yeah.
I've had accidents where with football, when you have to report for huddle, I've had a couple of people who, for whatever reason, like I had a guy who, like I would stream and record the game.
Mm-hmm.
He would stream the game and not record it, not press the record button. So if you know about huddle, like you have to record it clips, and you upload it. So he didn't record a game, and yeah. Oh no, the biggest one was a weekly game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. Like this, you do not want to call for Coach Logan, and that's probably why I try to go to most of the weekly games, because I don't trust nobody. I don't want nobody to mess the weekly game up. I don't want to call Coach Logan because he's not calling to tell you jokes.
Right.
Yeah. So I've had a couple of instances where someone messed up a weekly game, and as I'm thinking about my fucking ears ringing.
You remember that call? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like, what the F is this? Yo, it wasn't pretty, man.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, yeah, I got to make sure I go to the weekly games. I don't want no drama. Or if I'm not going, I'm sending someone who's not gonna mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said before, all games matter. It could be weekly,
Yes.
Barons, it could be the worst team in the world. It's important. So don't mess it up. Take it seriously. Act like you're doing the New York Giants or whoever. So because it matters to somebody, and at the end of the day, it's my name. Like no one's gonna call
That's
you
right.
that you messed something up, but I'm gonna hear about it. And if I hear other than great job, like you may not be working again. I'm gonna give you a chance to correct the mistake, but I find out real quickly whether or not this is for you.
Oh no. Sometimes you got to throw them into the fire. I mean, obviously prepare them as best as you can, but we're gonna see where this is at.
But the biggest thing with this, like your best ability is availability. So like if you're available, you show up on time, you show up early, you want to learn. I can work with that. What I do is not rocket science, and I got my daughter's 11 years old, and she could run a game, no problem. Like we do the little baseball games at her school. Her and one of her little girlfriends, they count on the games. I just do the camera. So it's actually fun because the kids love it, the parents love it, and the kids are coming to me. Oh man, thank you for covering my game, and and I only did it because my daughter wanted to do it. She said, "Dad, I want to do the baseball games at my school." And like, and when she asked me something, like, I can't tell her no.
I got a daughter. I get it.
Yeah, she's like, "Dad, I want to go to Among Us niggas." Okay.
Nah, I get it. I definitely get it. Best school to work with.
Best school to work with? Oh, Roselle Catholic, without a doubt.
Okay. Now I know you've been around. I'm gonna take you back to our era first. I could jug around with sports. You know what? Flat out, our era. Best high school athlete you've seen.
Best high school athlete I ever seen? That's a good question. Can I give a top five?
Let's do the five. That works.
The top five. All right. Definitely Isaiah Briscoe. He's definitely on my top five list. Now, we're gonna go some throwbacks.
Yeah, no, this yours, so you can rock it however you want.
Now, it's kind of hard to put Omar Cooper up there. Like Omar Cooper was probably one of the best athletes I've known growing up, but like he never really had any accolades in high school. But he was still one of the best players that I've known and ever seen. Like, we grew up together, so like we were both 10 years old, but I couldn't play basketball with him because he played basketball with his brother. His brother. Yeah, they used to call him Pussy. But so you talk about Sharif Cooper. Sharif Cooper got his talent from Edgar, because that's where Omar got it from. But Omar used to play. He played with the big kids, so I couldn't play. So yeah, I used to watch him be amazed, like, yo, man, like, he used to do all the dribbling and shoot. Omar could do all of that stuff, like, but again, like if Omar was at if he was at a Roselle Catholic, yeah, we'd be talking about Omar Cooper, retired NBA player.
Oh yes.
But growing up in the city, sometimes trouble's easy to get into, hard to get out of, and fortunately he still found his way. He's doing great things, and shout out to his daughter, his son, and he found the path. So even in that same light, you got to say Brevin Knight. Brevin Knight, Brev is someone. Even growing up in East Orange, there's about 4 or 5 people I said, yo, Brev couldn't hold their jockstrap. But Brev was fundamentally sound.
Right.
And Brev wasn't even the best player on his team in high school. It was Ira Bowman. But Brev made it the furthest. Like, once he got to Stanford, he was never like the flashy player. He never gonna go 4-9, but he was consistent. And I I remember talking to Brian Coleman, and he was like, "Yo, Mo, most of the players in the NBA play like Brevin Knight. You got your Russell Westbrook, you got your LeBrons, you got you got your superstars. But if you want to make it in the NBA, you better play like Brevin Knight."
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's on the list. Nas Reed was, I think he still hasn't reached his peak of ceiling. Like he has so many flashes of brilliance. Like I think the sky's the limit for him with just the right. We talking just basketball?
However you want to. No, it could just be athletes. The athletes don't necessarily. No.
Athletes. So number 2, I would say Will Hill.
Okay.
Will Hill, like he would run all over you on offense and smack shit out of you on defense. Like he was awesome, and it's probably so many athletes I'm forgetting about. But number 1 on this list is probably an athlete who didn't go nowhere. I shouldn't say didn't go nowhere. He's not in the NBA, but like it's the kid I mentioned, Galando Cease. Like because Roselle Catholic doesn't win a tournament of champions without a Galando Cease. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna have 25 points on the stat sheet, but you don't win a game without Galando Cease. And not just him, like any big time program, like you got your superstars, but you're not winning the game without your role players.
That's right.
So even at Roselle Catholic, like you got your Tahir Pretlows, you got your Omari Hurst. Like it's a lot of the other players that really help make that happen. Like from making a big shot or a clutch free throw. Like I call Cameron David clutch to his very death. Mm-hmm. Because he knocked down a free throw that helped Roselle Catholic win the game. So it's not so much the superstars. It's just like some athletes that like really made an impression upon me.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Even with that being said, you might have said a person with this one, or someone who should have made it, whether it's to the league or college or even high school. Somebody just like, no, he or she should have made it.
Well, again, like I said, Omar Cooper, like he was probably one of the best athletes that I know personally growing up. But it's just like so many man. Like shout out to some of man country, Keewan Savage, man. He got killed a few years ago. He went to Central High School.
Yeah.
Oh man, but like we and working with him, like that was my first AAU trip. We went to Pittsburgh, Spooky New, and he was like he was a great kid, great GPA. But again, trouble's easy to get into, hard to get out of.
Yes.
And he just got into some dumb stuff, and it just kind of spiraled like one thing after another. And he rest in peace. He lost his life a few years ago. But like that's a kid that should have made it. Like he, big bodyguard, like smart kid. It's just so many of them, man.
Yeah,
it's too many to name, man. Like we'll be here all.
I know. I know.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. But yeah, it's just and like it's a lot of kids that I'm still hoping they make it. Like they in the G League. You got your Khalil Whitney's, your Nick Pierre's, Trey Duval. It's a lot of kids just out here just grinding and with this NBA stuff, it ain't about who the best player is. You just got to get lucky and get the right opportunity sometimes.
Yes, no, you're right. Right place, right time.
Yeah, it ain't about who's the best. I mean, being good helps, but you got a lot of politics involved. Being with the right agent, knowing the right people, going to the right school. Yeah, politics is real, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What you most proud of?
I'm most proud of like when I see a kid go to school, graduate, you know, off a video that I helped them make, and just doing positive things. Like you make it to the NBA, NFL, great, but you know, just go to school, better yourself, get that education, get that paper, because nobody could take that away from you.
Hmm.
And that NBA, NFL, you know, that's so few and far between. And if you make, God bless you. But you know, just stay focused and pursue your passion in life, man. That's what I want to
Yes.
see kids pursue their passion. You know, just do what makes you happy, and you know, just stay out of trouble, man.
Mhm.
I don't
Nah.
I don't want to read about no kids getting in trouble, man.
Nah, definitely, definitely. What's best part about being Mustafa?
Best part about being me right now is just my freedom and doing what I enjoy and following my dreams and pursuing my
Hmm.
passion.
Yeah, and actually, I was gonna ask you about that. I was gonna how free you feel right about now.
I feel very free. I make my own schedule.
Hmm.
You know, I don't have to be anywhere that I don't want to be at.
Yes.
Uh, life is good, man.
Hmm.
I love being an entrepreneur. I love paying people.
Hmm.
Uh, I love collecting money and chasing. I got a couple schools I got to call chase down my money now. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But you know, it's just you know just the relationships. I love growing and just meeting new people and
Hmm.
helping people fulfill their dreams, man. You know, it means so much to me when a parent says to me, "Oh, thank you for covering the game," or I get an email like that means a lot to me,
Hmm.
and that's bigger than anything monetarily you can give to me. It's like that. It gives you that euphoric feeling, you know.
Yes. Yes. Nah, I get it, man. And lastly, what would this point in your life here? What does Mustafa tell that 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old senior? What advice would you give him?
It's man, we you trying to be here all night.
Nah,
what
nah, nah. What advice you give him?
what advice would I give the younger man? Uh, I would have tried to go to a bigger school, but
Okay.
you know, I graduated from Montclair State, but you know, I probably would have tried to go to a Princeton. But again, like you can't really have any regrets because regrets, your experiences make you who you are.
Yes.
So yeah, I would just say, you know, just probably more school, read more books, man. Just
Hmm.
learn more, learn as much as possible. Learning is infinite. You know, I hear kids say like, I can't wait to get out of school, man. I'm tired of all these books and all that. And you know, I didn't start reading leisurely till I graduated college. I never read leisurely till I graduated college. I only read, you know, because I had to for school or something like that.
Hmm.
So you know that's probably something that I always tell my younger self: read more, enlighten yourself more, expose yourself to more things.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I would have learned more languages too. Learn multiple languages.
Yeah. But I got a feeling with the language, with the seeing bigger schools and everything, you probably done seen some now in this adult life with what you're doing now and the language. This thing about to take you across some waters, probably, man. Like you've been
Yeah,
blessed and just to sit here and just listen, to a little bit of your story, man. Just kind of just I'm inspired. Just I do some things obviously on my own here, but it's good to always keep like-minded people around you, or you meet them as far as just starting and jumping in the pool, you swim or you sink or swimming, but it's you swimming by yourself till you get that staff, till you get everything around you here. Like I said, I'm totally inspired. And like I said, just listening to this here. And I appreciate you just taking a little bit of the time here because I know every second counts, when you running your show here. So but you being officially you, somehow, one way or another, help me be officially me or going to help me be officially me, man. Like I said, I appreciate everything that you've done and even We had you back when we was playing, man. Like I said, obviously you still had we had the star legend, and it's funny when you was talking that. I know you had to chase the photographer go downtown north to try to get that photo or whatever the case may be here. So, but now
Yeah,
obviously, go ahead.
I think we went to school like around the same time. So I don't know if you remember TV3, Steve Tober.
Yes, no, I had him on. I know Steve Tober. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my guy, sideline chatter. Like I do,
Yes, yes.
So like Steve Tober, like I call him the godfather of high school sports media. Because like when I was in high school, you want to be on TV3,
Yes.
suburban cable TV3. Like you want to be like, and I saw some old clips like, oh wow, that's Steve Tober. Like he had black hair and a mustache.
Yeah, so you meet with all those guys, the Mike Kennys
Yeah.
and all those guys of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, but Steve Tober is my guy. Like he helped me out a lot through the years.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I do a lot of like, he'll call me and I'll be able at a game. We do some interviews.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done a lot of stuff together. So Steve Tober is my guy. Man, I love Steve Tober.
And that brings a great point up. Just kind of in any line of work here, you got people though. Folks don't like people creeping up on them about to take their spot, but you got people who are willing to just share with you because, again, in that world here, like everybody's, obviously have knowledge or some type of knowledge based on something here. So knowing each other, that networking, especially in the stuff you're doing, how important that is because everybody can't be everywhere, So that's cool. Mr. Tober is able to, help you along your way here, but that's a testament. That's a testament to you, though. That's a testament totally to you. So when I appreciate everything. I look forward to this thing. You might have to go from D1 to, I don't know, like I said, you cross the waters eventually. It's coming.
Yeah, like I've been doing some yeshiva basketball.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a school down here. So I've done games and they had me in Brooklyn and down in Ocean, New Jersey. Now there are no D1 kids on this basketball team at all. But like these are some like the biggest views I've ever seen. Like I'm like, what? I was shocked when I saw the numbers. I'm like, oh, this may be the wave, man. So
yes,
you see me with a yarmulke on, like I may be
hey,
I may be trying to do these games.
That's you'd be surprised.
They love what I do, man. Like they appreciate it. Like the kid come up to me, oh man, thank you, yo. You're doing all our games this year. Like and these kids, they're not gonna play basketball on that level, but they may be doctors, lawyers, brain surgeons. No, absolutely, they're gonna be brain surgeons. Like these kids look smart as hell.
But to have this footage, like we talking about TV3, for them to have this 20, 30 years down the road here, again, memories they can't take away, and you like captured it.
Yeah, you want to see your game from like when you was in high school, because like kids, you talk to kids like, oh man, you wasn't this, you wasn't that. But man,
they want receipts. Lie. Yeah, you got receipts.
Don't lie. It's right there, man. It's right there.
Yeah. Nah, good stuff. Good stuff. Nah, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you a lot, man.
I appreciate you, man.
And I look forward to obviously communicating with you in some ways, even offline here. Like I said, you got the wheels spinning, man. Like I said, but I appreciate everything.
You got to put to a game, man. I'll put you on the microphone. I'll let you call a game, man.
Oh no, man. I'm cool with my little thing right here. I don't need all that, man. I don't need all that, man. But like I said, I come watch and enjoy, man. I don't need all that.
All right, man. Look, if you see me in the Essex County tournament, state tournament game, man, feel free to come by, man.
Oh no, I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. I'm a Immaculate guy, so I know. I know they should be in the mix of things. Hopefully, with the tournament.
Shout out to Jimmy Salmon players. Yeah, definitely gonna pull up, do some Immaculate games and shit.
In football they played. They had a great year in football too. I know. They didn't. They had a great year. I mean, they got. I forget the brother's name. He was from North Park.
Yes, from North Park. I can't think of his name too, but yeah, he's trying to bring that program back, man. Because that school's on the brink of closing at 1 minute.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's great that they're able to keep the doors open and keep trying to build the program. I know a lot of my like we were talking about, man, Tabari. He went to Immaculate and
yes, yeah.
the AD from at Gill, he was your coach. He was the coach at it.
Yeah, one of the coaches, Will Taylor, right?
Yeah, Coach Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like even I see some of his former players come up to Gill, and support the AD. Like, and Gill doesn't have a football team,
right.
But like just the love they have for Will Taylor. So that says a lot about him. Like I could know nothing about him, but I know he's a great coach from just the way his players still love him 20, 30 years after the fact,
Yeah, no, definitely, but great coach, better person, and that's a testament to him. Totally a testament to him. They taking that ride because I know it's a hike to get out there too. So.
And I'm up at Gill more than I like to admit. I'm like, y'all need to buy an apartment up here, man. Like,
yeah, nah, you definitely Tim. Tell him Ibn said what's up. Nah, I really, like I said, good guy.
Okay, definitely.
Now we're talking. Like I said, I appreciate everything, man.
Okay, man. It's a pleasure talking to you, man.
Likewise. Assalamu alaikum.
Islam.
Great stuff. Like I said, just hearing the story, just leaving one totally feel opposite of what he's doing now, though some of that stuff to helps him as far as, accounting work, what have you, but just the passion, you could just hear it in his voice, just getting out there, being out there, doing his thing, staff, everything else here. Like I said, that definitely testament to Mustafa, man, just what he's doing here. Like I said, I'm inspired. And it just makes my point as far as, we can stay in this game, whether it's athletics or whether it's something else here, you can find a lane for you where you just enjoy doing something here. Like I said, I don't give a damn how old you are or whatever the case is here. Got to just keep pushing and, do what you love here. Because, we only do this thing once here. So, but with that said, I'm going to just slide on out. I put my hand over my heart. That means I feel you. Yeah.